Week 4 is in the books. And with that, I'm going to present to you a 2021 NFL mock draft. We're going to take a look into the future and see where your team, what your team might be picking up. This is the first round, so only day one. So sorry for you guys, I don't have first round picks. But I'm going to be doing this after every 4 weeks. So expect another mock draft after week 8. How I did the order was basically where they currently stand. So if you think your team's much better than where they lie, or you think your team's much worse and they'll be drafting higher, well, come back in week after week 8 and maybe it'll look a little bit better for you. No trades in this mock draft, so I'm stuck picking where I'm picking. So I'll let you know if a team's more likely to trade down, whatnot. But without further ado, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the video. I put out a ton of college draft NFL content, so become a bro and subscribe. Hop on board. Without further ado, let's do the dang thing, and we're going to start with the New York Jets. Yes, the Jets, Jets. I assume if they're picking first, Adam Gase is gone. He should be gone now. I don't know why you haven't fired him. So typically, new coach, they want to bring in their guy, new quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence is one of the most highly sought out quarterbacks we've seen in quite some time. I feel terrible about Sam Darnold, but I think they're probably just going to take Lawrence and then see if they could trade Darnold and get something back for him. And honestly, Darnold needs a fresh start. He's damaged goods at this point, and it just really sucks to see what Adam Gase has done to him. But the Jets, they go in a new direction. They go with Trevor Lawrence. And then I got the New York Giants here. And honestly, this is a tough pick. Like, why would they give up on Daniel Jones? I mean, he's not Joe Judge's guy. If they're picking number 2 overall, I assume Edelman is gone. So, yeah, new regime, new quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields. They go ahead, they grab Justin Fields. Great athleticism. He's actually throws with a lot of zip. He's one of the, in 2019, he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks on passes 10 yards or deeper. A lot of people say, well, he plays in a very screen heavy system, but his average depth of target is 4 yards more, and this is on average, than it was for Dwayne Haskins, which tells you he is throwing the ball downfield. He actually has one of the, like I said, he's got a lot of zip on his ball, and you see that on passes to the sideline and downfield. I don't know why more people aren't on board with Justin Fields. It is what it is. I think he's a better prospect than Daniel Jones was coming out. Jones has been very turnover prone. I know it sucks. You just drafted a quarterback, but we've seen teams do this with Kyler Murray and such. So, I mean, honestly, this could be a point where they trade down. I mean, what about Penei Sewell? But I mean, they just brought in Matt Pert and Andrew Thomas. So I just went ahead and gave them Fields. Atlanta, they're at 3, and we're going Penei Sewell. I know they have Caleb McGarry, but he hasn't been very good when healthy. And honestly, just if you go best player available, he is literally, with Fields and Lawrence, one of these top 3 guys that are like almost can't miss prospects. So I don't care if you put him on the right or on the left, you have a studded tackle there and a guy that will protect Matt Ryan or whoever they put, or the heir apparent to Matt Ryan for the future. I mean, the guy, you hear this all the time, but he is truly a generational prospect when it comes to the tackle position. There's just nothing you could hate about this guy's game. Then the Miami Dolphins, this is actually Villa from Houston. Yeah, Houston right now 0-4, so they get a high pick for the Dolphins. They go Jamar Chase. I mean, I was thinking, okay, you can maybe go Micah Parsons here, but Chase is just too good to pass up. I mean, get Tua some more weapons. You got Devontae Parker. Preston Williams is nice, but Jamar Chase is just sitting there. He is. I mean, I would have loved if Sewell was here, but he is not. So they go ahead, they get another weapon, very good weapon for Tua to start his rookie, I guess not rookie career, but his sophomore season off. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, Minshew, he's good, but he seems more like a bridge quarterback at this point. I think the Jaguars they've made it pretty clear that they are probably going to take a quarterback in the 2021 draft, and Trey Lance is here. I think Trey Lance will need a year to at least develop. He kind of showed that in his showcase game against Central Arkansas, that for him, the passing isn't all there yet, but you love the cannon he has and that athletic ability. So you can stick with Minshew for another year while you develop Trey Lance a little bit. Minnesota Vikings, they go Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech, corner. I mean, corner is easily the weakest position currently for the Vikings. I do like what they have in Cameron Dantzler. I know a lot of people don't. He has been beaten this year, but he is constantly at the catch point. So I think he's a guy you could definitely build around. Jeffrey Gladney, he's been not nearly as encouraging, and it's kind of weird when Dantzler beats out your first round pick corner for playing time. So a bit awkward there, but Mike Hughes, terrible. Holton Hill, terrible. So they go ahead, they add another guy. I think that is definitely a core you could build around with Gladney, with Farley, with Dantzler. And then the Detroit Lions, they go Micah Parsons out of Penn State, out with Jared Davis. You bring in Micah Parsons. The dude is just an athletic freak. He's going to do very well at the combine. I think this is just an obvious pick here when you got a guy. Honestly, he's a top 5 guy in this class, top 5 prospect. Denver Broncos, they're going Patrick Surtain, the second out of Alabama. He kind of fits their scheme as it is right now, and unfortunately for Denver, with AJ Boye currently out, their rookie corners have kind of been exposed. I was really high on Bosby, but he's been hurt. He's played well in limited time, but just get more talent at the position. Surtain, he's been excellent this year. I mean, you might question, he doesn't really have the ball skills, but I mean, he's despite lacking speed, he's one of the best deep ball defenders in college football. So they go ahead, they grab Surtain. Then the Miami Dolphins, this is their actual pick, and they're going to go Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. The guy's got huge upside, and that's what you're kind of banking on. You like the frame, the length, size, you love that. And honestly, he does need to develop as a pass rusher, but the guy got 15.5 sacks last season, and that was purely based on his athletic and physical upside. So imagine if he does refine those traits. The guy, he has top 10 potential. The Dallas Cowboys, I really wanted to go Kyle Pitts here, but you know what? Dalton Schultz has looked pretty good, and they did kind of sign Blake Jarwin to a 3-year deal. So I went with Christian Barmore because I think we could all agree that Dallas's run defense kind of sucks. Just look at what the Browns did to him. So they get a guy who actually has a tremendous pass rush win rate as well. So high upside Barmore, currently my #1 defensive interior in this class. The Washington football team are going with Alex Leatherwood out of Alabama. Honestly, I would probably go quarterback here. I think Dwayne Haskins hasn't necessarily... I know he's not working with a lot. There's not a lot around him, but I don't think he's necessarily looked good the games he's played. And typically, when you have a new coach, they get a new quarterback. But you know what? Let's get some stuff around him, because at this point, I think you'd be kind of reaching for like a Kyle Trask. So they go ahead and they snag Alex Leatherwood, one of the best pass protectors in all of college football. He's not real flashy. He's not very explosive, but he gets the job done. If you could limit the penalties for the remainder of the year, because that was kind of a problem with him in 2019, then yeah, the guy is going to be a first rounder. And then the Los Angeles Chargers, they go Kyle Pitts out of Florida tight end. This guy, I think he's a top 10 pick. I'm very high on Kyle Pitts. He's blown up college football the last 2 weeks. And I know you're saying, oh, they got Hunter Henry. Well, he's on the franchise tag. Even if they extend Hunter Henry, they can. You've seen teams go to these two tight end sets. And I mean, Pitts is a guy you could throw on the outside. He's played plenty on the outside. You could put him in the slot. There's a lot of flexibility to what you could do with these two guys. And I think that's just scary. Keenan Allen, excuse me. Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler, and then Kyle Pitts. That's terrifying. Give your young quarterback some weapons. Tremendous. And then Samuel Cosmi going to the Bengals here. I could have easily gone to the Chargers. He fits their scheme very much, but Kyle Pitts to me is a top 10 guy, and it was hard to pass on him. So the Bengals, they get Cosmi, a guy that he's played left, he's played right tackle, he's got experience both. He's probably the most battle-tested tackle in terms of true pass sets, and he's done very well there in true pass sets. So the Bengals, they need to protect Joe Burrow. They got Jonah Williams on the left side. They bring in Cosmi to shore up the right side. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, they go Dylan Moses out of Alabama. Moses, he's looked pretty good coming back from injury that cost him all of his 2019 year. You see that athleticism. He does need to get a little bit better in coverage, but he's only played 2 games, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. If that's something he gets better at throughout the year, then yeah, the guy literally athletic freak. He's going to test extremely well. Teams are going to love that. The linebacker position is one of the weakest positions on this Eagle defense when the secondary is healthy. So then San Francisco 49ers, they're going Tyson Campbell out of Georgia. He's had some of the best 2 weeks in terms of corner play all year. The guy, he literally shut down Auburn's Seth Williams, who's looked pretty good this year, and then Anthony Schwartz, who's got ridiculous speed. Campbell, he's kind of a dark horse. There's a lot of people kind of want to hate on him, but he's a very good press corner. He will probably find himself in the first round. And then at 16, Las Vegas Raiders, they get their quarterback of the future, Kyle Trask out of Florida. Trask has been just so impressive. You see the arm talent. He's been, under pressure, he's been better than last year. I'll say that is an improvement, but I like that he's taking shots downfield. He maneuvers the pocket much better than last year. A lot of this was probably because it was his first year starting, and he started in the SEC. But he looks really good this year. Probably going to end up, if not in the first round, definitely in the second. Derek Carr, honestly, you're settling. You're settling, Raiders fans. Now you're in Vegas. Get your quarterback of the future. Don't settle for above average to mediocre. Get a guy that will constantly attack downfield with superb arm talent. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, this is Jay Gruden's system. That's how he does it. Well, guess what? It ain't getting it done. And even on downfield shots this year, he hasn't been that accurate. And at 17, the Arizona Cardinals, they go defense because they have to. That defense has not been great, especially the run defense. They go Marvin Wilson out of Florida State, someone to really secure the middle of that defensive line. They got Chandler Jones. They got Kennard, who's been playing very well. So I think they need to go defense. Wilson, he is a good get here at 17. I think he's a top 15 guy. He's played very well for Florida State. I know that doesn't really say much because Florida State's been kind of just a shipwreck this whole season. Or I say this whole season. They've played like 3 games, but kind of the truth. But you love the raw power of Marvin Wilson. He can get it done as a pass rusher as well. Cardinals get a good get here. Carolina Panthers go Wyatt Davis out of Ohio State. You might be like, well, they should probably go corner. There's a variety of different ways they can go, but I think they should probably address offense after addressing. Keep in mind that defense is very young. They got a lot of rookies on that defense. It will get better. It will get better. You just got to give those guys time to develop. So address the interior, because honestly, the tackle position's been pretty decent for the Panthers. Moden and Russell Okung, which we don't know when homie's gonna retire, but they got Greg Little sitting there, maybe developing, maybe ready to step up in the 2021 season. So Wyatt Davis is if you ain't new to the channel, I get Quentin Nelson vibes when I see Wyatt Davis. He's coming back, and I think he's going to solidify himself as one of these top 20 to top 15 prospects. And then the Patriots, they're probably trading out of this pick, let's be honest, but they're going Jalen Waddle. They need some explosiveness. They need some after-the-catch ability from their wide receivers. They ain't getting it, so they go Jalen Waddle here. He is phenomenal. He's looked at nothing but fantastic this season. Again, the guy is just electric with the ball in his hands. And the Saints, they kind of do the same thing. They get a guy who is just electric with the ball in his hands. Rondale Moore out of Purdue. He's coming back to play this season, which is very good because, I mean, he originally opted out. And if he did that, by the time of the draft, he'd only play 150 snaps in the last 2 seasons, 2 years. Not encouraging, so I think he really needs to come out and play this year and hopefully play a little bit more on the outside. But even then, he's kind of looking at him, you think he's just a gadgety player, but he's so much more than that. Like I said, he is like Steve Smith with a little finesse to his game. He's stupid strong despite his size. He's going to be a first rounder. One of my favorite receivers in this draft. Cleveland Browns, they go Carlos Basham Jr. out of Wake Forest. Basham, he's not really blowing up the ACC this season like I hope he would, but a guy with his size and explosiveness, they're going to be highly touted, especially in an edge class that's right now kind of lackluster in my opinion. But Basham Jr., he still has a plus win rate when it comes to pass rushing. And I mean, outside of Myles Garrett, the other side of Myles Garrett ain't really getting it done in terms of pass rusher. They could go a variety of different spots here, but I think Carlos Basham at this range is very good value. Then the Chicago Bears, you're probably going to be drafting earlier than this, so don't fret. You'll probably get a quarterback. But at this range, there's no one I really like. Like the next 2 quarterbacks I have up, I have second round grades on currently, being Georgia or Wake Forest's Jamie Newman and BYU's Zach Wilson, who's looked very good. A guy that, man, I really wish he played better competition, but he has been freaky good. Probably a guy, honestly, a guy that I'll talk about later this week, but that could sneak into the first round. But yeah, you're not going quarterback here. There's no one I want to reach for. And so I go safety. Trevon Moehrig, who's been very good the last 2 seasons. He has the ideal safety build. I think he would really pair well with Eddie Jackson there because, I mean, really, he's been missing a running mate since Adrian Amos left for the division rival Packers. So they go ahead and they get Moehrig here. And the Colts, they go Kwity Paye out of Michigan. I know Kwity Paye right now is a bit of a project, but like I said, this edge class is just, it's looking weaker and weaker. And this guy probably has the biggest upside of any prospect at the edge position. He has freaky explosiveness and speed. What you kind of want to see this year, now that the Big Ten will return, is a development in his pass rush moves. Actually, just a variety of pass rush moves. I want to see more tools in that toolbox. But like I said, physically, athletically, he literally checks all the boxes of a first rounder. The Colts, honestly, they could ask for a little bit more from their pass rush. They're kind of in a rotation when it comes to the outside, with Justin Houston being their probably most dominant pass rusher. And then we go Jacksonville. They get this pick from the Rams. They're going Asante Samuel Jr. out of Florida State. Outside of Tyson Campbell, I would even actually say Samuel. He's been the most impressive corner this season thus far. The guy, he's got great athleticism. You can knock his size, but screw that. The dude's got great athleticism. He is willing, able, and actually a phenomenal participant against the run. Jacksonville, they need to address the corner position. Trey Hurdon, he just hasn't worked out. So just add some talent to that secondary. They could go pass rusher here, honestly, but like I said, it's a weak edge rushing class, and they did just grab Levon Chazon. There we go. Wow, man, my mind just blanked. So just let that guy develop, grab some secondary help. Baltimore Ravens, they go Javon Holland out of Oregon. Really wish he would play this year, but you know, he really didn't need it. Guy's one of the most elite coverage safeties in all of college football. The guy, he's just got great instincts, whether he's in the slot or playing deep. He was phenomenal in coverage. And the Ravens, they love using their safeties, and you can see now with Earl Thomas gone, they kind of struggle with that outside of what's his name? Chuck Taylor? Chuck Clark. There we go. Wow, mind blank. But yeah, they've tried a variety. They tried Elliott. They even have Jimmy Smith, who's actually playing pretty well, but he's kind of in the later part of his career. So they grab, and they like having multiple safeties on the field anyway. So Holland would be I think, an excellent fit here for Baltimore. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they go Travis Etienne. Etienne's going to go somewhere in the first round. The dude's lightning in a bottle. Okay, Ronald Jones. Leonard Fournette, okay, they might extend him, but even if they do, he really doesn't offer much in the passing game, or at least variety. And then Ronald Jones, he's been lackluster this season. Let's be honest. He just had 3 drops in the passing game this weekend. Etienne is a far better player than Ronald Jones. He is phenomenal. He would give what Brady's been missing. Okay, so I know they just got Keyshawn Vaughn, but Travis Etienne is just too good. He is just too good. If you want to give Brady some more weapons, he's your guy. They could go defense, but Etienne is just great value here. Then Pittsburgh, they're going to go Nick Bolton out of Mizzou. I know Brock Purdy's kind of been my popular pick here, but he's had a rough start to 2020. Haven't we all? But Nick Bolton, one of the better, probably the best coverage linebacker. That's actually, Chas Surratt's kind of pushing that, but he is currently the best coverage linebacker in this class. I think he really fits Pittsburgh, what they want to do. He's an upgrade over Vince Williams, who hasn't been that good this year. So I like him here. Tennessee Titans, they're going to go Devontae Smith at wide receiver from Alabama. And I mean, this we saw last year. Wide receivers kind of fell down the board. They knew it was a deep teams knew it was a deep class, so they were addressing other positions. So you saw teams like the Broncos, the Niners, Cowboys, the Vikings all get great value on receivers because other teams were like, oh, we'll get receivers later on. This is a good class. Let's address these other positions right now. I can see a very similar theme happening here. So you get guys like Devontae Smith, great route runner, great speed, very good at the contested catch point, great release. Just a thin frame. He needs to put some weight on. Honestly, this guy, he could go in the top 15, but I just think wide receivers will end up falling. So Tennessee, go ahead and just get your value here. Corey Davis, he's looked better this year, but you can really upgrade from that. So upgrade. Then the Jets, this is their pick from Seattle. They go Shaun Wade out of Ohio State. Shaun Wade, he will get a chance to prove he can play on the outside this season with the Big Ten coming back, which is great. That's my only qualm with him. But outside of that, I mean, this is a guy that's very good in the slot, very good. You can put him at safety. He's very good against the run. He's got pretty darn good athleticism. And if he ends up working out, you could play him on the outside. So he gives the Jets a lot of versatility. I know you just got Trevor Lawrence. You want to put talent around him. But I think you go with the value here. Shaun Wade, right now, still a first-round pick, and who knows, you might end up getting the best corner in the draft. Buffalo Bills, they're going Liam Eichenberg out of Notre Dame here. He's kind of my sneaky next tackle up with Walker Little, which thankfully, hopefully we'll see Walker Little play in Pac-12 play, but we'll see. We'll see about that. But Eichenberg has been just shut down on that Notre Dame offensive line for quite some time. He's a guy that I've said has that Mitchell Schwartz upside. I know the Bills, they got Darrell Williams right now playing at right tackle, but I think he's only on a 1-year deal. Even if they do extend him, he has experience at guard. Cody Ford's been pretty terrible, so you can move Williams to the inside, and you have Eichenberg play there at right tackle and just protect your quarterback a little bit. I wanted to go corner here, but no one really caught my eye at this stage. And then the Green Bay Packers go Jeremiah Owusu for Amora. Hopefully I said that correctly, but this guy is he is this new breed of linebacker we've been seeing that's just been all the rage in the NFL. Even if NFL teams can't figure out how to play him with Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Simmons. But I think the Packers can. Typically, they run only one linebacker anyway. They're typically in nickel and dime packages all the time. So why not get a guy who he's got tremendous range from if he's playing underneath, he's very good against the run. He can just travel. I mean, Kinsley hasn't really been it. They've tried Chris Barnes. I know they brought in Kamal Martin, who kind of played linebacker slot there for Minnesota, but he's just a better talent. These guys going to be flying up boards. I do want to see him put on a little bit of weight, but I think this would be, I mean, this pick I think makes too much sense for the Packers anyway, so it probably won't be it. And then Kansas City, I wanted to kind of highlight one of my dark horses, a guy that I've really liked this season. And actually, one of my subscribers, I think it was Matt Burke that turned me on to him. I think it was you. Pretty sure it was you. You're always giving me prospects. It's hard to keep track. But Kobe Whiteside, he was really good last season. But keep in mind, he had Jordan Elliott, who was a guy I was extremely high on out of Mizzou. But, you know, he's picked up right where he left off last season. He is one of the most disruptive nose tackles, playing either the 0 or the 1 tech in all of college football. And keep in mind, he played Alabama first week. He did a phenomenal job. This is a guy that I think really could help out Chris Jones. They haven't really been able to find someone next to him. I mean, Chris Jones, they kind of play around with all around the defensive line anyway, lining them up on the edge and on the interior. But Kalen Saunders doesn't look like he's going to work out. So they just go ahead. They grab Whiteside. Like I said, this is a guy I just really wanted to highlight. He's going to be very high on my next rankings. So be sure to check out those. But that's it for the video. Go ahead. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And yeah, as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.